everyone, and welcome back. Autumn here today to do my July TBR game. And yeah, so I have my anthology. I added 3 anthologies that came out in June to this, so now I have 5 anthologies to pick from. And then here are my authors. I decided I'm going to pick 2 authors this month because I didn't pick one in June, so we're going to pick 2 authors this month. So let's start with the authors. We're going to pick this one and this one. Okay, the first author I picked is Isla Madden Mills. You can't see that. And then we got Cambria Herbert. Okay, perfect. And now for the anthologies, we're gonna pick this one. And it's One More Step. And let's see how many rolls I have to do in July. Let's see how many rolls I have to do for July. And we have a double, so I will roll again. So that's 4 plus 11. So that's 15 rolls starting off. Last month we finished on TBR Jar. So that's where we're gonna go, and roll number 1, we have 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Prompt Jar. Roll number 1 was Prompt Jar, and I have my Prompt Jar, so we're gonna pick. And we got this one, and it is bought in 2012, so a Kindle book I bought in 2012. Roll number 1 was Prompter, and the prompt I picked was bought in 2012. And for the book I picked is Devotion by Christy Cook. This is the 3rd book in the Soul Survivor series. I'm currently making my way through this series. It's a paranormal book. I have this on audio, and I'm super excited to read this. Roll number 2, we have 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Prompt Jar. Roll number 2 was Prompt Jar again, so I have my Prompt Jar, and we're going to pick, and I'm going to pick this one. Oh, I have 2. We're going to pick this one, and this was pink, so a pink cover. Roll number 2 was Prompt Jar, and for that I picked pink. And for this I'm going to read Trashy by Cambria Herbert. This is book 10 in her Take It Off series. I think it's book 10, which they're all standalone books. But it's pinkish. So yes, this is one of the 2 books in this series that I've not read. So yes. Roll number 3, we have 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. TBR Vet. Roll number 3 was TBR Vet, and for that I'm going to reread More by Krista and Becca Ritchie. This will be my 2nd or 3rd time rereading this series or book. I really enjoy it. I have it on audio. This follows Thea and Nikolai, and yeah, it takes place in a circus, and I really enjoy it. Roll number 4, we have a double, so I do have to add 1 more, and that's 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Randomize your TBR. Roll number 4 was a double, so I had to add a roll. And it was Go Randomize Books bought in 2021, but I've decided for this month that I'm actually just going to do the books I bought in June because I bought a lot of physical books. So I made a spinner wheel and it landed on One Blissful Night by A.M. Hardgrove. I don't actually own this physically yet. It's coming. So yes, that's the book I'm going to read for that challenge. Roll number 5. We have another double. So we're at 17 rolls. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. First in a series. So that's actually our third time landing on first in a series. So I not only do I have to add a roll for the double, extra roll for the double, I have to add an extra roll for landing on the square 3 times. So we are at 18 rolls now. For roll number 5, we got another double, and we also landed on first in a series. That was the prompt 3 times, so I had to add 2 rolls for this one. And for the first in a series, I picked Recalled by Cambria Herbert. This is book 1 in the Death Escort series. This is like the Grim Reaper's like workers. It's a paranormal series. So yes, I'm excited to read this. Roll number 6. We have 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Rep. Let's just see. Nope, we're good. Roll number 6 was Rep, and for that I'm going to do That Kind of Guy by Talia Hibbert, or Hibbert, yes. And this is the 3rd book in the Ravenwood series. As you can see, the main girl is a person of color. Also, Talia is a person of color, so rep that. So yes. Roll number 7, we have a double. So we are at 19 rolls, and we're moving to 1, 2, own voice. And we're good. For roll number 7, we got another double, so I had to add a roll, and that was Own Voice, and for that I'm doing Cemetery Boys by Aiden Thomas. This is a Own Voice paranormal-esque book. I have this from Chirp, so yes, I'm going to read this. Roll number 8, we have another double, so we're at 20 rolls, and it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. TBR jar number 4, right? And that is the 3rd time we landed on TBR jar. So we're at 21 rolls. So yeah. Roll number 8 was a TBR jar, so I have my TBR jar, and we are just gonna pick. And we're gonna pick this one. And it is On the Way to You by Candy Snyder, but I actually already read that. So we're gonna pick this one. And it is Eternally North by Tilly Cole, which I could get. Eternally North by Tilly Cole, which is good. One of her standalones. So roll number 8 was a double, and we landed on TBR jar for the 3rd time, so I had to add 2 more rolls. And this picked, my TBR picked Eternally North by Tilly Cole, and this is one of the few I have not read by her yet. It's super bright and yellow, This is a Hollywood actor book, and that's pretty much all I know about it. It's a standalone too, so yes.
Roll number 9, we have 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 TBR Vet. And that would be the third time we landed on TBR Vet, because we landed it one time and then 2 times already. So I have to add another roll, and that's at 22 now.
Roll number 9 was TBR Vet, and that was the third time we landed on TBR Vet. So I had to add a roll, and for this one I picked Infinity by Krista and Becca Ritchie. This is the second book in this series. I have this on audio. I've been meaning to read this. They do this and More and More do have a new title and covers, but yes, I need to read this. I do have it on audio, so that will help me.
Roll number 10, we have 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Random letter. This is one of the newer prompts I added, and that's just, I'm going to spin a letter wheel with A to Z on it, and whatever letter it chooses will be the book I have to pick with that letter. Roll number 10 was a random letter, so I have my spinner wheel, and it's just gonna pick a letter. S.
Roll number 10, we landed on random letter, and I spun the letter wheel, which I will insert a clip, and it landed on S. For that, I'm going to do Sub-Zero by Cambria Herbert. This is the 4th book in the Bear Paw Resort series. So yes, I'm super excited to continue on with this series, and yes, super excited.
Roll number 11, we have 5, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bookworm box. For roll number 11, we got bookworm box, and I have the 6 books I have from my subscription, and I'm going to roll the die, and I have them numbered, so whatever I roll, it's 2, and number 2 is Released by Ali Martinez.
Roll number 11 was Bookworm Box, and for that I wrote down some books I had, like the letters and all that, and I rolled a dice, and I picked number 2, which was Released by Ali Martinez. So yes, this is what I am going to be reading.
Roll number 12, we have 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Standalone, and we are also good.
Roll number 12 is a standalone, and for that I'm going to do Taxi by Cambria Herbert. This is the 11th book in the Take It Off series, but these are standalones, and one of the 2 ones I have not read. So yes, I'm going to read this.
Roll number 13, we have 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. New release.
Roll number 13 is a new release, and for this I'm going to do It Happened One Summer by Tessa Bailey. That comes out sometime in July. I think it's July 13th, but don't hold me to that. I do have it pre-ordered, and yeah, I will listen to that.
Roll number 14, we have 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Prompt jar number 5.
Roll number 14 was prompt jar. So I have this, and we're going to pick this one. And it says debut book. So author's debut book. Roll number 14 was a prompt jar, and for that I picked debut book, and for that I'm going to do The Roommates by Rosie Dannard. I have this on audio, and it looks like a super cute romance. So yeah, I love the cover. It's gorgeous. So super excited to read that.
Roll number 15, we have 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Random letter. Roll number 15 was a random letter, so we're going to spin. U.
Roll number 15 was a random letter. Again, I spun the wheel and it landed on U. And for that, I'm going to do Under the Bleachers by K.K. Allen. This is the second book in the series. But I think they could be read in standalones. But yeah, Under the Bleachers. Super excited to read this.
Roll number 16, we have 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Romance reveal. And that is the third time we've landed on romance reveal, so I do have to add another roll, so we're at 23 rolls.
Roll number 16 was romance reveal, and we landed on that the third time we landed on romance reveal, so I had to add another roll. And for this, I'm going to pick Mr. Fantasy by Cambria Herbert. This I got a few years ago in the romance reveal, so she is one of the authors for this month, so I figured why not. So yeah, romance reveal.
Roll number 17, we have 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Prompt jar number 3, and let's look. So that is the third time we landed on that one, so I do have to add another roll, so we're at 24.
Roll 17 was prompt jar, and that was the third time we landed on this prompt jar, so I did have to add a roll, and we're going to do this one, and it is shelf 7.
So shelf number 7 was one of my prop jars, and this is shelf number 7. Oh, you know what? This is easy because my author for the month is Isla Madden Mills, so we're just gonna go with Filthy English because that's on here.
Roll number 17, we landed on prop jar, and for that I got shelf number 7, and this was the third time we landed on that prop jar, so I had to add another roll. And on shelf number 7, the book I picked was Filthy English by Isla Madden Mills, which is perfect because she is one of my authors for the month. So I have this on audio, and I think this is the one that's based on Romeo and Juliet, yes. So, yes, I'm excited to listen to this and read this.
Roll number 18, we have 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Audible. Let me just double check. Okay, we are good on that one.
Roll number 18 is audio. And for this, I picked Dirty English by Isla Madden Mills. This is the second book in this series. This one is based on Pride and Prejudice, right? If I remember correctly. I also have this on, I do have this on audio too. So I'm excited to listen to this one.
Roll number 19, we have 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Prompt jar number 5. And let me just look, we're good.
Roll number 19 was also a prompt jar. So we have this. And, oops, I dropped one. And own voice is the prompt. Roll number 19, we landed on prompt jar, and for that I picked own voice, and for this one I am doing Untouchable by Talia Hibbert. This is book 2 in the Ravenwood series, and as you can see, the main character is a person of color and the author is a person of color. So yes, I'm super excited to continue on with this. I do have this on audio. So yeah.
Roll number 20, we have 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Random letter. That is the third time we landed on that spot. So I do have to add another roll. So we're at 25. Roll number 20 was random letter. And it's E.
Roll number 20 was random letter, and that was the third time we landed on random letter. So we had to add another roll. And I spun the wheel and it landed on E. And for this, I'm going to do Arranged by Rachel Van Dyken. I'm going to shoot for this one, but I will be happy if I could do any of the books in the series. This is the last one I need to read. Or the next one I need to read in the series, but I still want to reread the others, so I am on book 3, which is Enticed, if I remember correctly. I'm pretty sure. So I will count any of the Eagle Elite series, but I'm shooting for this one, so if I could somehow read all of the remainder books, reread all of them, and then read this, that's what I'm going for. But I don't know. This TBR is already very big, so I don't know if that will be possible. But this is the one going on here. But one of the Eagle Elite books will count for this one.
Roll number 21, we have 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bookworm box. For roll number 21, it was bookworm box, and I have 1 through 6 written down. I'm going to roll a dice, and whatever it lands on is the one I do, and it's number 5. And number 5 is The Player Next Door by K.A.
Roll number 21, we landed on Bookworm Box, and again, I had a list and rolled a die, and it landed on number 5, which is The Player Next Door by K.A. Tucker. I have this on audio, and I'm super excited to read this. This is so cute, and yeah, no, I'm super excited. It looks like a very good summary read. So, yeah.
Roll number 22, we have 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Standalone. And that is the third time we landed on standalone. So I have to add another roll. So we're at 26 rolls.
Roll number 22, we landed on standalone, and that was the third time we landed on standalone, so I had to add another roll. And for this, I picked Text by Cambria Herbert. This is the 4th book in the Ticket Off series. I'm going to try to reread all of the books this month, but this is one of the favorite ones that I liked reading. This follows Heaven, who gets kidnapped, and she accidentally texts, what was his name? Nathan, and like he helps binder. It's really good, so I would love to reread this.
Roll number 23, we have 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. New release.
Roll number 25, we got a new release, and for that I'm going to do the Barzin, I don't know, by Willa Nash. That is the third book in that series. It comes out sometime in July. So, yeah.
Roll 24, we have 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Prompt jar number 4. And we are... Nope. We have to add another roll because I landed on it once last month and this is the second time in this video. So that's 3. So we're at 27 rolls.
Roll number 24 was a prompt jar. Also was the third time we landed on that prompt jar, so I had to add a roll. And we have this one, and it is purple. So a book with purple on the cover. Roll number 24. We got prompt jar. And that was the third time we landed on prompt jar number 4. So I had to add a roll. And it hit purple. Where did I put this? Did I not? I have them all on my TBR cart, and it was a little out of order. Anyways, the prompt was purple, and for this I'm going to do Wars by Christy Cook, which is the 5th book in the Soul Survivor series, and there is a little bit of purple. So, yes, I'm super excited. I have this on audio, and yeah, making my way through this series.
Roll number 25, we have 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Read your Kindle, and that is the third time we've landed on that, so I have to add another throw, and we are at 28 rolls. Just so you see, we landed twice on that last month, and this is the third time.
Roll number 25, we landed on Read Your Kindle, and that was the third time we landed on Read Your Kindle, so I had to add another roll. And for this, it is, I picked Power by Christy Cook. This is the 4th book in this series, the Soul Survivor series, and of course, sorry. And yeah, the 4th book. I'm super excited. I have this on audio, and I'm looking forward to reading that book.
Roll number 26, we have 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Random letter. Roll number 26 was random letter, so we're spinning it again. And it's H.
Roll 26, we landed on random letter again. And again, I spun the wheel and it landed on H. And for H, I picked Heart Bones by Colleen Hoover. I have this on audio. Don't really know anything about this. So yeah, I'm super excited to read this.
Roll 27, we have 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Bell Book Box. And that is the third time we landed on Bell Book Box. So I have to add another roll, and that is at 29.
Roll number 27, we landed on Bell Book Box. And for this one, I haven't got my Bell Book Box for May and June, but it should be coming on Monday. So I'm just going to pick one of those books and read that. So yeah, I don't have it physically here, so we shall see what I pick.
Roll number 28, we have 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sequel.
Roll number 28 was a sequel, and for this I picked Charmed by Cambria Herbert. This is the second book in the Death Escort series. Don't really know, paranormal book. Super excited to read it.
Roll 29. We have 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so we landed on new release, and that is the third time we've landed on new release, so I have to add another roll. So we're at 30 rolls. So yeah.
Roll number 29, we landed on new release, and that was the third time we landed on new release. So I had to add another roll. And this one I'm picking Southern Secrets, which is the 7th book in the Southern series by Natasha Madison, and that comes out sometime in July. So yeah, I'm super excited to read that.
Roll number 30, we have 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Audible. And let's see. Okay, we are good on that one.
And finally, roll number 30, we had Audible. And for this one, I'm picking The Last Guy by Islamata Mills and Tia Louise. I have this one on audio. I also have it physically and Kindle. So, yes, super excited to read this. It looks like a football romance, so yes.